Am I the butthole for being disgusting in front of my fiancé's family to prove a point? Disclaimer: discussions of poop. So, I'm a semi-vegan. I have lactose intolerance, gluten sensitivity, not to be confused with celiac, and IBS. I get teased a lot for my dietary choices, mostly cause people think I'm a preachy PETA ass, but in reality I'm fighting a constant battle to not crap my pants. I also get people thinking I have an eating disorder because I'm relatively petty and can't eat 99% of food, and spend a lot of time in the bathroom. I do eat occasional fish or baked chicken, but 99% of my diet is plant-based. Red meat is a no-go, no dairy, and I don't eat grains, which sucks because I love bread so much. Crying face. Over the weekend my fiancé and I went to his parents' house. They wanted to give us an engagement dinner. We've been engaged for 3 months now, but we live a ways away. At the dinner was mom, stepdad, younger brother, and grandma. They know of my food aversions. They know I just eat rabbit food. I've been with my fiancé 4 years now. But at the dinner, they served very well seasoned chicken and sausage jambalaya with cornbread and smothered potatoes. I've lived my entire life in the southern US surrounded by delicious food I cannot digest. I was really hurt. It felt like I was ignored. My fiancé asked if there was anything I could eat, since it was all almost completely against my dietary restrictions. Their response was I should just live a little and I needed some meat on my bones anyway. After all, we were celebrating. I should enjoy myself. Well, I excused myself and my fiancé asked if I wanted to leave. I said no, I'm used to it. I didn't want to come off as stuck-up. So, I ate the food. Not a lot, but enough to be polite. And listen, it was effing good, I'll admit it. But less than an hour later, I felt the rumbles. You know the ones, where a deluge is imminent. We were all chatting in the living room. The night was winding down, but I knew I wouldn't make it all the way back home. I excused myself to the restroom, but at the last second I decided rather than go to the guest bathroom on the other side of the house, I'd go to the half bath next to the living room. So, I went. In all my loud, stinky glory I went. It lasted maybe 5 minutes, but the damage was immeasurable. The bathroom stunk, and when I came out it was obvious everyone heard. It was awkward. I said, sorry, sensitive stomach, you know? We left shortly after. My fiancé was embarrassed and we fought on the car ride home. He said I did it on purpose and it was disgusting and I shouldn't have been so petty, we could have just left, why I would act so immature, etc. I wasn't sorry. I said his family knew about my problems but ignored me. I couldn't help it. Was I being an ass? Not the butthole. They should have made some food you could eat too. What they did was flat out rude. Maybe now they'll respect your dietary needs. I disagree. Fiancé would have left and stood up for original poster in the appropriate manner, being clear that it's not original poster choosing not to live but rather that she can't eat these foods. Instead she decided to turn her fiancé down and be incredibly passive-aggressive. Are her future eels ignorant? Yeah. Is being passive-aggressive, and yes, gross, the way to remedy that? Absolutely not. Next time up, when your fiancé offers to leave, take him up on it. ETA, since a lot of people keep saying something to the effect of "and crap her pants?" or being forced to eat the food for years until she snapped, read the paragraph where her fiancé took the lead, asked his parents where the food for original poster was, and upon hearing there was none, asked original poster if she wanted to leave again. She will not be forced to eat the food and she will not be crapping her pants in the car or otherwise if she simply leaves, which her fiancé offered to do. Her fiancé was willing to set a clear boundary and enforce it. Sure, if he wasn't willing to do that, original poster would have been in the right, and the comments about leaving the fiancé might be valid, but that's not the case here. What original poster did was not the right choice given the other options available to her. She willingly and knowingly ate food that she did not need to. I think I should also add I have these exact same issues. I know ops pain, however, she made the choice to eat the food after she had the choice to leave. She did not eat the food and then fiancé offered to leave. So this whole thing about crafting in the car is completely invalid. I mean, in my opinion this permanently solved the problem. If they had left, the hosts would have thought she was petty and would have done it again. Now they know she was very clearly not making it up or exaggerating, and they will probably respect her diet in the future. I agree. Sometimes you have to prove it. Edit, had a manager that didn't believe in migraines, so I stayed with the migraine, and with migraine can come vomiting. Which can come with zero warning. So I brought the poor maintenance guys some cookies few days later. Now the manager gets it. My period is very painful every month, sometimes so much that it makes me vomit. I was feeling bad before class, so I told my teacher what was happening and asked to go to the bathroom. You have to get a key because they're locked during class. He told me to toughen up. Well, I was shivering and had to run to the teacher's trash can to puke. He didn't tell me to toughen up again. My period used to make me throw up too. I'm so sorry, friend. Your teacher sucks and I'm sorry you had to go through that. I have an integrative health doctor that recommended 500 milligrams Vitex Berry, aka Chased Berry/Day, and it's made a big difference for me. Granted, I'm not a medical professional, so this is all anecdotal, but I hope you get some relief soon. My daughter has the worst period pains I've seen, shivering, shaking, nausea, as well as sometimes vomiting. Will definitely take a look at Vitex Berry for her. Man, Reddit is the best. Come for one thing, and leave with another. Thanks, praying gesture. I would try to consult her primary care physician before starting it, but it might be worthwhile. I've also tried ginger capsules and raspberry leaf tea. Success with both, and much easier on your already delicate stomach than ibuprofen. Just tacking onto this thread to suggest getting scans and blood tests for endometriosis and polycystic ovaries. Edit, to thank all these wonderful ladies who added so much amazing information to my comment. I never knew you needed surgery to diagnose endometriosis. And it's pretty disgusting that none of us are taught this in school. I just know all the information everyone shared will help so many Redditors on here. Clapping hands, clapping hands. Seconding that, and also having a look at alternate birth control. I've had a couple of close friends with awful periods swap to the Mirena for relief. Doesn't work for everyone, but it is definitely worth shopping around for a hormone balance that works with your system. Also, if you haven't been given this pointer already, ibuprofen is most effective when taken before cramps start. Mine have pretty much disappeared because I take ibuprofen the day before I'm due. I walked off a job because I had a painful UTI, had to run to the bathroom every 5 minutes to pee a teaspoon of urine. Ugh. My manager wouldn't let me leave and I couldn't take the pain any longer. I went straight to the ER. 2 days later I went in with the paperwork from the ER. She didn't fire me, but our relationship was pretty cold after that. I quit 2 months later. Goddamn. UTIs aren't something to F around with. F that manager. My aunt lost a kidney from a bad, and sudden, UTI. I had one hit at work out of nowhere, told my manager I was peeing blood, because I was. Fortunately, she didn't try to talk me into staying, and she knew how bad UTIs can be. Some people must have never had a bad UTI. People don't quit jobs, they quit bosses. Glad you moved on from that. LPT, Alka-Seltzer can give you some relief from a UTI until you are able to see a doctor. Ugh, that sucks. I used to run low-grade fevers during my period, so I'd be shaking and sheet white. Sometimes nauseous too. It did resolve itself as I got older, but man, it sucked a lot. Also agreeing with this. I have lactose sensitivity. My family didn't believe in food sensitive and in fact used to believe in them. You should feed the beast to get rid of it BS. So they would nag and rag on me to just live a little. When I went home to visit, my mom even bought a jug of milk just for me and kept nagging me to drink it. Finally, I got fed up and grabbed the glass of milk she shoved at me. Yes, it was a painful, stinky, loud, messy 24 hours, but you know what? No one in my family ever questions my lactose sensitivity again. What's more, I probably indirectly saved my sister's life, since her food sensitivity actually turned into an allergy that can very well kill her. Ops future Eels knew about her food sensitivities and chose to be willfully ignorant, even downright disrespectful. Yes, original poster could have left, but then the Eels would most likely take that as a slight, which would further lead to more arguments and misunderstandings, likely until original poster proves at one point down the road that the food sensitivities are real and Ops and fiancés leaving dinner was not meant as a slight. There's nothing wrong with original poster nipping it in the bud and practicing some malicious compliance in this case. And as per this sub's rule, when the odd behavior is justified, the verdict becomes not the butthole. So, original poster. Not the butthole. Please tell your fiancé that he has nothing to be embarrassed about. If anyone should be embarrassed, it should be future eels. Personally, I think the whole episode was hilarious, and I hope that one day you, your fiancé, and your future eels can laugh about it, just as my family now finds my MC episode hilarious. Agree. I know some people can belch and other things on demand. Explosive southern vomit is not something that can be summoned just to displease the in-laws. This is the best answer for that argument of she could have left, as if that could have actually solved anything. Could not agree more. You can just imagine the Am I the Butthole heading if original poster had left. The eels would cry about how they made a great meal and original poster had the nerve to leave. They knew exactly what they were doing. Yep. I have that happen to me if I don't get on top of it right away sometimes. Sometimes they are bad enough that I have to take 2 doses of Excedrin migraine. I wait 6 hours between doses. Me too, supervisor wouldn't let me leave. Bad nausea and dry heaves, fuzzy vision and slurred words, can't feel my right hand so can't grasp things properly. When she finally realized I wasn't kidding, she said to go home, but by then I couldn't drive, so had to call my ex-husband to come get me. Missed 2 days of work that time. Called my neurologist and she said to file for FMLA, which she helped push through, and after that, I just went home or called in, nothing my manager could do. Your symptoms describe hemiplegic migraines, which I used to get constantly. Using Botox on my forehead, placement is the same as freezing the 11 between your brows, block the 2 nerves, and now as long as the Botox is active, I no longer have any migraines. I don't know if it will work for you, but it costs $200 to $250 for 3 to 4 months worth of relief, which is cheaper than the ER or losing a few days' work. I haven't had a hemiplegic migraine in 9 years, where I used to get them several times a month. Best wishes to you. Edit. I am not a doctor and I am not giving medical advice. I am sharing my experience with Botox if others want to explore this avenue of treatment. I will talk to my neurologist about it, thank you. My sister just started getting this done. It's actually covered mostly by insurance. Doesn't hurt to check. Good luck. Migraines suck. My migraines don't usually have physical effects, so my old boss didn't believe me about them. Offered to bring in the MRI my neurologist had me get. The type of migraines I have usually make me throw up, even if I take a medicine. After 5 minutes down the toilet it goes, is physically terrible and I shake and get chills, all the works. I have this problem. It took years of suffering before a neurologist said, "Oh, you throw up your migraine meds? Why don't I just prescribe you the injection, then?" There is injectable Imitrex your doctor can prescribe, and melt under the tongue Zofran for the nausea. At the beginning of the migraine, take the shot, let some Zofran melt under your tongue, and do your best to zone out in a quiet, dark room. The injectable Imitrex never fails to make me woozy, so don't administer it if you have to drive. Yep. At some point a me problem gets turned into a we problem. You weren't being an ass op, you had an ass. Haha, you cannot apologize for things out of your control. The fiancé definitely an off for blaming you in the car though. What's the old saying? You get what you give. The fiancé's family gave original poster crap, so she simply returned the favor. Not the butthole. Not the butthole, and your fiancé needs to evaluate his priorities. He should be embarrassed by his parents being such buttholes, not of you. He's the biggest butthole here in my opinion. He offered to leave. He has the right priorities. Original poster said it wasn't a problem and she'd stay. She didn't include that she'd teach his parents a lesson the hard way on why she eats rabbit food. This is on original poster. By offering original poster to make the decision to leave, it would end up being Op's fault that the dinner is ruined. He should have told his parents it was unacceptable and told them that they were leaving. Yep. No matter what, original poster would be wrong. Besides, even if they left, his parents would have done this again, making food she can't eat. They've known about her issues for years and deliberately made food she can't eat. They are Oz. Op said it wasn't a problem and she'd stay. She didn't include that she'd teach his parents a lesson the hard way on why she eats rabbit food. Taking a crap is a lesson in a hard way? Sounds like a soft lesson. The food is hard on her digestion. She ate it. She took a crap. The end. If they are so appalled by normal bodily functions, then maybe they should take into account OP's dietary restrictions. Like, come on. Everyone craps. Everyone's crap stinks. Pretty sure no one ever died from smelling crap or from hearing someone take a crap. And if they don't want people crapting near the living room, they shouldn't have that bathroom. Her intention wasn't to teach the parents a lesson. Her intention, as stated, was to avoid being seen as stuck up. She expected to be judged harshly if she chose to leave. Especially given how rarely she and her fiancé see his family, and that the family giving them an engagement dinner really ups the chance that she'll be seen as the bad guy, the brat, the stuck-up girl, etc. who bailed on the family's heartfelt gift. She also ate enough to be polite. She didn't try eating a bunch to make sure she could teach them all a lesson. The only part of the post where it's arguable that she chose the way was when she made a split-second decision to use the closer bathroom instead of the farther bathroom. I can't judge the extent of her forethought at that point, but I do know it's hard to think clearly when you desperately need to make it to a bathroom. Lol. Why wouldn't he stand up for her and tell his parents to not be buttholes? I wouldn't be with a spineless person like that. Except he did stand up for her and even made the offer to just leave altogether. Y'all really out here looking for reasons to attack that man so hard that you're ignoring nearly a whole paragraph worth of information to do it. Over the past few years, I've seen a lot of internet people trying to break a couple over a mistake that they are capable of doing. Spineless person if it's someone else. Deserving of a second chance if it is me. Yes, the fiancé could have handled it better. But there is still a clear indication that he does care about her. Or he would have simply asked her to adjust, instead of asking if she wants to leave. People over the internet are quick to say you deserve someone better, even if there are lots of good aspects about the couple's relationship that they are unaware of. Original poster is not a dumbass. She knows whom she chose. I really hope people don't take online relationship advice seriously. The fiancé was actually handling it pretty well. He just cut it short because making sure original poster was okay was more important than yelling at his parents. These people are glossing over the fact that original poster left the table because she was upset by his parents' answer and he never got a chance to respond. Apparently, he should have ignored his clearly distressed fiancée to lash out at his parents and then ignored her agency to force her to leave. All of which would have just gotten him roasted in this comments anyway for being controlling and chauvinistic, and even would have had people talking about red flags for abusive behavior. I disagree. It's on the future in-laws. Only buttholes throw a party in someone's honor and then refuse to make food they can eat. Literally, any results are entirely on them. You say that as if the fiancé didn't know exactly what would happen. He knows about OP's intolerances and watched her eat the meal. He would have, or at the very least should have, known what was coming. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.